Now let's get you details of the big story. The Supreme Court today is scheduled to hear a plea that has been filed by 14 parties led by the Congress alleging arbitrary use of central probe agencies against the opposition leaders and seeking guidelines for the future.
So according to the list of the business uploaded from the Supreme Court's website, the plea of the opposition parties, we are told, that was heard today on the 5th of April. That will happen with a 3-judge bench that is headed by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. This is a development that has happened as far as the opposition parties were seeking an urgent listing on this issue by the Supreme Court, and thereafter a later date, that is of today, of the 5th of April, that was given by the court. The main contention of these opposition parties being that the central agencies like the CBI and the ED are being misused at the behest of the central government.
So this comes at a time when several opposition leaders are being probed by the central agencies. The opposition leaders have all come together and filed petition in the top court. In the Supreme Court today, it is expected that the petition by the opposition leaders that this is political vendetta and the central agencies are being used as a political tool by the centre would be taken up. So the opposition parties have approached the apex court. Remember, this is something that the opposition parties have been saying time and again. They've been alleging that the CBI as well as the Enforcement Directorate is unleashed on the opposition leaders and has not targeted any of the leaders from the ruling party. After this charge has been made politically, now the opposition leaders also approaching the Supreme Court. So this comes at a time when the central agencies are probing various scams. Remember, just recently the Prime Minister has also spoken about the kind of targeting that the central agencies have been facing. Our colleague Nilashish is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Nilashish, take us through the details of the petition that has been filed in the Supreme Court by the 14 opposition parties.
Yes, the 14 opposition parties have approached Supreme Court alleging misuse of central investigating agencies by the government, and the matter will today be taken up by a bench headed by the Chief Justice of India. These 14 parties, of course, have said that agencies like CBI and ED have been the opponents of the ruling party and have stated that cases against leaders are frequently dropped or buried once they join the BJP. In fact, a number of allegations have been made in this kind of fashion, and it has been stated that there needs to be a pre- and post-arrest guideline that must be followed by central probe agencies. Of course, this will be the first time the matter will be taken up. It remains to be seen what exactly the Chief Justice of India's bench really does with this petition, but it is very interesting as far as the guidelines that have been sought are concerned.
Right, but Nilashish, अगर हम बात करें तो बताया गया था, स्टेटिस्टिक्स ऑफ फिगर्स भी शेयर करे गए थे यहाँ पे पिटिशनर्स की तरफ से। कहा जा रहा था कि करीबन 95% जितने केसेस फाइल करे गए हैं सीबीआई और ईडी की तरफ से, वो सारे ऑपोजिशन लीडर्स के खिलाफ है।
Well, yes, absolutely. It has been stated that 95% of the cases that have been filed are primarily against opposition leaders. Parties, various parties from the opposition, of course, have come together for this particular case. This includes the Congress, the Trinamool, the Aam Aadmi Party, JDU, BRS, RJD. A number of these parties have come together and stated this, and they have stated, of course, that approximately 95% of the cases are against opposition leaders, and therefore guidelines regarding pre- and post-arrest must be directed.
Okay, all right. Nilashish, thank you for joining us with those details.